In this video, we'll discuss solving rational equations that can be transformed into quadratic equations. I'll walk you through the step-by-step process, making it easy to solve these types of equations by identifying the missing factors in the denominators using the LCD. So let's get started. First one, find the LCD of x squared plus 2x minus 3 and x squared minus x minus 12. The first step is to factor each polynomial. For our first polynomial, we're given x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now, we have to find the two factors of negative 3 that will give a sum, which is positive 2. In this way, we can easily find the two factors of this given polynomial. So we have to take note of that. We need to factor negative 3. And the two factors will have the sum, which is positive 2. Now, let's try to list some of the factors of negative 3. The first factor pair would be negative 3 and positive 1. The other one would be positive 3 and negative 1. So take note from this given list, you have to find the sum of these two factors. In this case, so negative 3 plus 1, and also we have 3 plus negative 1. And which of these two pairs will actually give you a sum which is positive 2? Now, for the first one, we have negative 3 plus 1, and the sum will be negative 2. The second one will give us the sum which is positive 2, and that satisfies the condition that the numerical coefficient for the middle term is positive 2. So it means here that we can use the factor pair which is 3 and negative 1. So for the first polynomial, the factors will be x plus 3, and it came from positive 3. Now, the second factor will be coming from negative 1, and it will be written as x minus 1. So these are the two factors for the first polynomial, and let us do the same with the second polynomial. Take note that again, we have to factor negative 12. We have to look for the factors of negative 12. That will give us the sum, which is, take note that it has a numerical coefficient here. So it should give a sum, which is negative 1. Now let's try to list some of the factors of negative 12, like negative 4 times 3, positive 4 times negative 3. We could also have 6 times negative 2, as well as negative 6 times 2, negative 12 and 1, 12 and negative 1. Try to take a look at these factor pairs and find which of these factors will give us the sum which is negative 1. These two factor pairs will not give us the sum negative 1, but looking at these two factors here, negative 4 and 3 or 4 and negative 3, since the signs are different, we need to subtract these both. They will get this answer, which is 1, but what factor pair will give us the negative sign here? For our first factor pair, negative 4 and positive 3, since they are negative and positive integers, we have to subtract them. Negative 4 has the greater absolute value. So, the sign of the sum must be negative. Now, for 4 and negative 3, again, we have to subtract them. The answer will be 1. And since 4 has the greater absolute value, then we need to take the sign. So in this case, the sign will be positive. The factor pair that will give a sum, which is negative 1, will be negative 4 and positive 3. Now, let us rewrite this as the first factor will be x minus 4, and the second factor will be coming from positive 3, and that will be x plus 3. Notice, we only use x plus 3 once in our LCD. This is because it only appears as a factor once in either polynomial. So the only time we need to repeat a factor or use an exponent on a factor is if there are exponents when one of the polynomials is factored. In this case, we can find the final LCD. Let us take the common factor to both polynomials, which is x plus 3, and rewrite it as a one factor for the LCD. We have a unique factor for the first polynomial, and that is x minus 1. And the other unique factor for the second polynomial is x minus 4. In this case, the LCD will be x plus 3, x minus 1, and x minus 4. For our second example, find the LCD of x squared minus 10x plus 25 and x squared minus 14x plus 45. For our first polynomial, now this one is a perfect square trinomial since the first term and the last term are perfect squares. In this case, we can have two factors which are similar for the first and the last term. For the first term, it can be factored as x times x, and 25, it has two factors which are 5. Now, if we multiply the first and the last term, it will give a product which is 5x. Multiplying 5x to 2 will give us the product which is 10x. In this case, that is the middle term. So, it means that the first polynomial is a perfect square trinomial, and we can easily find the factor of the given PST by getting the square root of the first term and the last term. So the first term has the square root, which is x, and the last term has a square root, which is 5. Now to find the sign, we need to copy the sign of the middle term. In this case, for the first polynomial, the factors will be the square of x minus 5. Now, it could have also been done with factoring the first polynomial to x minus 5 times x minus 5. So we would have used x minus 5 twice in the LCD because it showed up twice in one of the polynomials, okay? However, it is a good suggestion to use the exponents in factored form so as to use the same pattern or with the highest exponent as used with the given monomials. Now, for the second polynomial, we have to get the factors, two factors, or positive 45, that will give a sum which is negative 14. Let's try to list some of the factors of 45, like we have 9 times 5, negative 9 times negative 5. We have 15, negative 15 times negative 3, as well as 15 times 3, and so on and so forth. Now, take note that on these factor pairs, 9 and 5, also negative 9 and 5, you can see that the sum will give us a 14. But the factor that will give us negative sign is negative 9 and negative 5. For the second polynomial, we have x minus 9 and x minus 5. In this case, we have to use twice x minus 5 since these are the unique factors for the first polynomial. And the unique factor for the second polynomial is x minus 9. So the final LCD can be written as x minus 5 times x minus 5 and x minus 9. Or you can rewrite this as well as x minus 5 squared and x minus 9. Once we know the LCD, our goal will be to build up fractions so they have matching denominators. We can build up a fractions denominator by multiplying the numerator and denominator by any factors that are not already in the denominator. So let's have an example for that. First step, we need to factor to find the LCD. We have two denominators here, x squared minus 5x minus 6 and x squared plus 4x plus 3. So let's say this is our first rational expression and the second rational expression. Now, to factor the first rational expression here, we have to look at the factors of negative 6 that will give a sum, which is negative 5. In this case, we will have the two factors, negative 6 and positive 1, since it will give a product which is negative 6. And adding these two will give a sum which is negative 5. Now, the two factors here will be written as x minus 6, and the second factor will be x plus 1. Now, let's do the same with the second polynomial. In this denominator, x squared plus 4x plus 3. So we have to look for the two factors of positive 3 that will give us sum, which is 4. Now take note that 3 is a prime number. Therefore, its factors must be 3 and 1. 3 plus 1 is definitely equal to 4. In this case, the factors will be written as x plus 3 and x plus 1. Now find the LCD. We have a unique factor for the first polynomial, which is x minus 6. Then we also have a unique factor for the second polynomial, which is x plus 3. Since both polynomials have x plus 1, we can only write this once. The LCD will be the product of x minus 6, x plus 3, and x plus 1. Now, our second step is to identify which factors are missing. Now, for the first polynomial here, since these are the two factors and this is the LCD, the missing factor for our first polynomial will be x plus 3. Second polynomial, these are the two factors, and by looking at our LCD, the missing factor will be x minus 6. Now, we will use these missing factors to multiply the fractions. What we're going to do is to multiply the fractions by the missing factors. So let me rewrite the first rational expression here, which is 5x over x squared minus 5x minus 6. Then we have to multiply it to the missing factor, which is x plus 3. And do the same with the second rational expression. So the missing factor is x minus 6. Now let us simplify the given expression. For the first expression here, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by x plus 3, and that will give us 5x times x plus 3 over the LCD. Let us rewrite the expression as the LCD, x minus 6, x plus 3, and x plus 1. Now you must do the same with our second rational expression, multiplying both the numerator. As you can see, we have two binomials here. And again, the denominator must be our LCD. To simplify the numerator on the first rational expression, we have to use the distributive property. We have to distribute 5x to both the terms inside the parentheses x and 3. In this case, 5x times x will give us 5x squared. And 5x times 3 will give us 15x. So this is the simplest form for the first rational expression. Now, let us try to simplify our second rational expression here. And to multiply the numerators, we have to use the FOIL method. F stands for the first terms. In this case, the first terms for this given polynomial will be x and x. The product of x and x will be x squared. Now, O stands for the outer terms. The outer terms for this polynomial will be x and negative 6. The product of these two will be negative 6x. I stands for the inner terms. In this case, the inner terms will be negative 2 and x. Multiplying both will give us the product, which is negative 2x. And L stands for the last terms. So the last terms will be negative 2 and negative 6. Multiplying both negative will give us a positive result. In this case, the product will be positive 12. Now we have to combine like terms. In this case, we can still simplify the outer and the inner terms. So this can be written as x squared, copying the first term, minus 8x for the second term, and positive 12. So the second rational expression can be written as this polynomial for the numerator, and of course copying our LCD for the denominator for the second. So this must be our solution. Now let's do the same for our second rational expressions here. The first step again is to factor to find the LCD. Here is our first rational expression. Take note again that we need to find two factors of -10 that will give a sum which is -3. We can factor -10 as -5. So the first factor pair will be -5 and 2 since the product will be -10. And if we add -5 and 2 will give us the sum which is -3, which actually satisfies our condition for the numerical coefficient in the middle term. Let us rewrite the factors for the first polynomial as x minus 5 and x plus 2. Now take note that in our second polynomial, so we have x minus 5, and this one is prime. It means that the expression cannot be factored further. Now find the LCD after factoring. We have a unique factor for the first polynomial, which is x plus 2. And take note that both have x minus 5 as the given factor. In this case, the second factor of the LCD will be x minus 5. So as you can see, the LCD will be x plus 2 times x minus 5. Second step, we have to identify which factors are missing. Now for the first, as you can see, there are no missing factors. Now for the second polynomial, we have the missing factor here, which is x plus 2. Third step is to multiply the given fractions by the missing factors. For the first polynomial, we have 5x plus 1 over x squared minus 3x minus 10. There's no missing factor here. And for the second polynomial, we have 4x minus 5 times the missing factor, which is x plus 2. Now multiply the numerators using the distributive property. We need to distribute 4 to both the terms from or inside the parentheses, which are x and 2. So this one will give us 4x plus 8 over our LCD, x minus 5, x plus 2. So let me rewrite the first rational expression with the given LCD. And that's it. That's how you can actually build up each fraction. Now let us try to solve the rational equations. So for our first example, we are given 3x plus 2 over x minus 2 plus 1 over x is equal to -2 over x squared minus 2x. Now our first step is we need to factor the last denominator. So factor this using the common monomial factoring method. The common monomial factor will be x. X will be factored out. Then the other factor will be x minus 2. Now, second step, we need to find the LCD. On the left-hand side, since the first is x minus 2, and the second is x, which is actually the factors of our third denominator. It means to say that the LCD would be x times x minus 2. Now, we need to identify which factors are missing. For our first rational expression, since we have x minus 2 and the LCD is x times x minus 2, the missing factor is x. The second rational expression, we have 1 over x. LCD again is x and x minus 2. In this case, the missing factor is x minus 2. Now, next step, we need to multiply the fractions by the missing factors, just like what we did from the first examples. So we have 3x plus 2 over x minus 2 And the missing factor for the first rational expression is x. We need to multiply the numerator and the denominator by x. Next, for the second rational expression, we need to multiply it by the missing factor, which is x minus 2. And on the right-hand side of our equation, copy the numerator and we write the denominator as x times x minus 2. So we need to multiply the numerators by using the distributive property for our first polynomial, x and 3x plus 2 as the numerators. We need to distribute x across the terms for our second polynomial, which is 3x plus 2. So in this case, this must be 3x squared as the product of x and 3x. Now get the product of x and 2 will give us positive 2x. Then the denominator must be the LCD. Next, multiplying by 1 means we will get x minus 2 as the numerator. And of course, the denominator must be written as x and x minus 2. Now, since the denominators are the same, the expression on the left-hand side can actually be written as now both sides have the same denominator, so they can be cancelled out. Now the equation is simplified as 3x squared plus 2x plus x minus 2 is equal to negative 2. Solve for x by combining like terms, then write in standard form. Now we can simplify these two terms here, and that will give us a result which is 3x. Also, this 2 will give a sum which is equal to 0. So the equation is simplified as 3x squared plus 3x. After that, we have to factor 3x squared plus 3x using the common monomial factoring. In this case, the common factor is 3x, and the other factor must be x plus 1. Now set each factor equal to 0. We will have 3x is equal to 0, and the other one is x plus 1 is equal to 0. So the value of x on the first will be 0, and the second one would be negative 1. Take note that these are only the proposed solutions because we have to take note of our denominator here. Now, from our given proposed solutions, we could not have the value which is 0 because if we will substitute x is equal to 0 on our second rational expression, then we could have a result which is undefined. It's basically dividing 1 by 0. In this case, because of the restriction where x should not be equal to 0, the only valid solution is negative 1. Now, the solution set will be, okay, negative 1. Now, let's have the second example. So, this is the rational equation. Again, our first step is to factor the last denominator. Now, x squared minus 1 is a difference of two squares. And the factors can be written as a minus b, and the second one will be a plus b. So we will get that by getting the square root of the first term, and the square root of x squared is x, and getting the square root of the second term, which is 1. So basically, we will have the factors as x minus 1, and the second one will be x plus 1. So this one can be written as x plus 1 and x minus 1. Now, after factoring the last denominator, we need to find the LCD. For our first rational expression, we are given x minus 1, which is also the factor for x squared minus 1. The second denominator is x plus 1, which is also one of the factors for x squared minus 1. In this case, the final LCD will be x plus 1 and x minus 1. Next step, we need to identify which factors are missing. For the first rational expression, we're given x minus 1, and the LCD is this. The missing factor is x plus 1. Second polynomial, we have x plus 1. In this case, the missing factor is x minus 1. Now, our next step is to multiply fractions by the missing factors. The first rational expression will be multiplied to x plus 1. Then the second rational expression will be multiplied to x minus 1. Now, on the right-hand side of the equation, we should write x squared minus 1 as the factored form, x plus 1, x minus 1. Multiply factors or the numerators using the distributive property. For the first one, we will get 4x squared, negative 4x squared. Now, multiplying negative 4x or distributing it to the second term will give us negative 4x. And the denominator will be our LCD. Next, do the same with our second rational expression. 4 times x will be 4x, and 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Now, make it as a single fraction here, since they both have the same denominators. Now, the denominators, x minus 1 and x plus 1, can be cancelled out. Equation can be simplified as negative 4x squared minus 4x plus 4x minus 4 is equal to negative 8. Again, combine like terms and make it a standard form. In this case, we can combine both negative 4x and 4x, and this will give us a result which is 0. So the equation can be further simplified as negative 4x squared minus 4. Then adding 8 on both sides of the equation will give us this expression on the left-hand side. Now, further simplifying, we will get negative 4x squared plus 4. Now, let us try to divide the whole expression to negative 4. This one can be written as x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, factor x squared minus 1, we know that the two factors for this will be x plus 1 and x minus 1. Now, equate each factor to 0. We will have x plus 1 is equal to 0. And then for the second one, so from here, we will get x is equal to negative 1. And the other one will be positive 1. Again, these are the proposed solutions. Since we are given a rational equation, we need to take note of the following values of x. So the value of x here is negative 1. If we substitute negative 1 to our second rational expression, which is x plus 1, then this will become negative 1 plus 1. But negative 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So dividing 4 by 0 will give us an undefined term. In this case, x is equal to negative 1 cannot be the solution of the given rational equation. Now, let's try using our second proposed solution, which is x is equal to 1. Take note that if we substitute x is equal to 1 to our first rational expression, we will have 1 minus 1, and definitely this will give us again a 0. So any number or any expression divided by 0 is undefined. Therefore, we cannot also use the solution which is 1. Now, since the restriction x should not be equal to 1 and negative 1, neither proposed solutions is valid. So the solution set is an empty set or a null set. That's it for today. If you have any questions or topic suggestions, drop them in the comments.